this panel is going to be discussing something that really is at the heart of what everything in sport is all about. This panel is on harnessing the power of sport for social change. And leading this panel is none other than the wonderful, vibrant visionary that is Archie Kalyana. And so please welcome Archie and her wonderful panellists to the stage. You are.
Thank you very much. I've never ever been described as a visionary, so Jess, thank you for that. I don't know where she's gone. Thank you. That's a first. I don't think that will happen again. Listen, I just want to say how proud I am to host this panel today. We all work in cricket, and we carry this particular sport in our hearts, and it's an honour and a privilege. I work with these wonderful people. I make lots of films for them. We get lots of your content and your fantastic work across the BBC, across all our platforms. So I'm just going to introduce you one by one and just ask you to tell us a little bit about your organisation. Before I do that, can I ask, are there any cricket fans in the audience today? Oh, quite a few. Thank you. We're at Wembley and we're talking about cricket, so that's very unusual. And I don't think will ever happen again as well. So Angus, let's start with you. Tell me a little bit about the MCC Foundation.
Brilliant, thank you. So MCC Foundation, we are the charitable arm of the Marylebone Cricket Club, based at Lords, so sort of 6 stops away on the Jubilee line. And really, we work in 2 ways. So we have a large-scale UK programme, which is all about providing opportunities for those who attend state schools to try to break into the talent pathway. We know that cricket's got a class problem, and we're trying to address that by providing really high-quality opportunities for young people to get coaching throughout the winter and then match play in the summer. So that programme is growing all of the time. Investment from ECB and MCC last year has allowed us to grow to 126 hubs this year around the world, all the way from Aberdeen down to Cornwall and Devon. So, and then our match play programme throughout the year culminates with a final at Lords, which is a fantastic opportunity for young people from state schools to play at the home of cricket. Just a few numbers around that programme, I guess. We've got 4,700 people in the programme this year. We've got 1,500 girls in this year, and that's a rise of 55%, and that's something that we're really, really determined on. And I think also really important about where we're putting those hubs as we grow as well, and about really taking cricket and these opportunities to the community and being in the community that has the least opportunity to access the game. So we use data around deprivation data and where cricket clubs are not there to really kind of showcase cricket in those areas. The second part of what we do is our international work. And we are currently in 8 countries around the world. So I'll try and get them all right. Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Lebanon, and Nepal. And really, our projects there are about using cricket as a vehicle, cricket as a hook, but really trying to make a social impact in those communities. And core to all of that is gender equality and ensuring that, particularly in some of these communities, some of these societies that we're working, it's not just women's cricket and women's sport that needs developing. It's actually sort of women's rights and the empowerment of young women in those places. So we're really proud to work in those countries, really proud to have cricket as a catalyst for change there. And I think sort of just kind of 2 things on that. One is that we've found by actually putting social impact at the heart of our projects in those countries, we unlock talent and we unlock really amazing stories of young people who go on to have a career in the game. And I think sort of linked to that, we're really conscious about the impact that sport can have, as I say, beyond just playing opportunities, but seeing cricket or sport more generally as a profession, as a career has been really important for us. And I think just one kind of case study on that is we work in an area of Nepal called Madhesh province. It's one of the least developed in Nepal. When I first went there 5 years ago, not only were girls not allowed to do PE in their sessions, but you would very rarely see young women sort of in the city and out and about. We went in, introduced cricket, put a program in place, and 6 of those girls are currently playing right now in a professional women's cricket competition in Nepal. One of those girls went on to play for Nepal under-19, and she's now earning a living as a community cricket coach in an area of Nepal where, as I say, 5 years ago, not only was there no women's cricket, but there was no women's sport at all. So,
can I make a film about her, please? That's my next question. Can somebody make that happen?
Absolutely. So yeah, as I say, really proud of the work that the foundation's doing. We're always, striving to put impact at the heart of what we're doing, and really looking forward to talking about some of the work that we're doing specific to the women and girls game, and also just really proud to work with partners that are here today as well.
Fantastic. You've answered about 5 or 6 of my questions in one go. I mean, I could just do a mic drop and leave the stage now, couldn't I? Thank you, Angus. Thank you. Laura, tell us a little bit about Chance to Shine. I mean, I've done loads of work with you guys over the years, and we're going to show a clip of one of my favourite films very, very shortly. So tell us about the impact, what you do, and how brilliant you guys are.
Thanks, Archie. Hi, everyone. I'm Laura Cordingley. I'm Chief Executive at Chance to Shine. General theme, cricket charity, social impact. We work in state schools and particularly focus in disadvantaged parts of the country. And our work has twofold, I guess. One, our work in state schools is very much around empowering teachers to be more confident in terms of PE. Obviously, in our case, it's cricket. Many of you will know in the room that teachers still sadly get so little in terms of PE training, and PE has so much to offer young people. And so for us, we don't go to schools and say that this is about getting your kids to play cricket and they're going to be brilliant. We actually say this is a program about improving your children's well-being and through high-quality PE. It just so happens that it is cricket. When we go into those schools, it's very much around supporting the teachers. It's around improving the well-being of young people, boys and girls. And then it's around trying to make sure that every single young person that takes part in Chance to Shine has a positive association with sport as a result. And if they want to continue playing cricket in the community, we're able to support them to do that. And that's where our second focus comes in. So very much state schools, and then in terms of communities, making sure that young people can reach their potential, whatever that might be, through what they can access in the community. If there's something there in the community already that's inclusive and accessible for them in terms of cricket, we will make sure they can go there. So that might be a traditional cricket club. It may be that it's a TAVS program. It may be that it's an MCC hub. If there isn't anything there in the community around those schools, we build what we call Chance to Shine street clubs, and they are year-round free-to-access tape ball cricket clubs. And if anyone's not too familiar with cricket, tape ball cricket, tennis ball wrapped in electrical tape.
I'm going to interrupt you now. So you can go onto the BBC Sport website. There's a film called Tape Ball Cricket that I made.
Excellent. It's a really good one.
It's really good.
Yeah,
it's really fun. Really good soundtrack, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
brilliant.
continue.
But
plug.
Fast, really accessible. And so for us, that is how we physically deliver. What we concentrate on is improving personal, physical, social, and mental well-being for young people. And we're really, we have a really laser focus on that. And I think one of the things sometimes is a weird challenge with Chance to Shine is we reach 600,000 young people a year, which if you look at it, people go, oh my goodness, that's massive in terms of scale. But actually, it's the impact that counts. So it's not 600,000 young people once. It's 600,000 young people through a program that we know is literally impact by design. It's designed to improve their well-being. It's designed to help them into cricket in the community. Half of those participants are girls, and that's something that we're really proud of. We still have further to go, and we've learned a lot through the years. But what we have learned in general is that whether you're a boy or a girl, you derive the same impacts through our work if you're given the opportunity to take part at a young age at the start of your sporting journey, and that is so important to us. And I could talk far longer, but I will shut up there and let the rest of my lovely panel talk a little bit more.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you so much. So, Mark, tell us a bit about Lord Taverners. I've had an association with you guys for a very long time, and you've got a long, illustrious history, and things have really changed for the Tavs, haven't they? And thank you for the pin badge, by the way, which I am wearing today. I need to get a more up-to-date version of it. But you do some fantastic work, and I know you've got like a Wickets programme programme, and you're really reaching those communities that are hard to reach, underserved, as we know. So tell us a bit about that work.
Yeah, thank you, Archie. So we'll be 75 years old next year. We've done lots of things over those decades, which I won't go through because we'll be here all day. But right now, today, or what I should say actually, is that the Lord's Taverners we often get confused with the MCC because of the Lord's element. The reason we're called that is we were formed in the tavern pub at Lord's in 19...
Where is that pub?
Is in the tavern stand, or at the back of the tavern.
Okay.
It used to be in the stand, it's now at the back of the stand. So a group of people got together and formed this, what was then a club, and is now today a charity. So what we do today is we are entirely focused on community cricket programmes. So you mentioned the Wickets programme. That's something that we do in 18 programmes around the country, including Scotland and Wales as well, and hopefully early next year in Northern Ireland. And that programme, effectively very similar to the programme that Laura described, the Chance on Streets, is that we create a programme that is free weekly cricket for young people who don't find, let's say, a traditional route into cricket. Through other means. Our biggest area of our work in terms of volume is disability. So we reach over 20,000 young people living with a physical and or learning disability. We saw a 42% increase in female participation last year through our programmes. And the disability cricket programmes operate, there are 39 across England, so in all of the counties, and in Wales and Scotland. And what we effectively do there again is we create a free weekly session.
The idea being we want to get our players opportunities to be in front of these county age group directors so that they can select our players. We have, I think we're about 260 scholars now because we give out scholarships to these players. Of that 260, we've transitioned 20% of them into the county pathways. So we are getting some success.
A real success programme, isn't it?
Yeah, really successful. We've got some great cricketers. We've got some great ambassadors in the game. In terms of Rishi Sunak, he pops in once in a while for a net at one of our training locations.
He's not going to do it now that I've told everyone, right? What day of the week? Is it Tuesday afternoon? After Prime Minister's questions? Or
After PMQs, 100%. Yeah, he pops in and he just has a little net and we get pushed aside into the hall. But he's been a fan of the programme from afar. And so when England won the T20 World Cup, he invited the men's team over to Downing Street, and some of our players got to tag along and go along for the day as well. And as a result of that, he's built a good relationship with the programme. He came down for a net one day, and he fancied facing one of our players, and got bowled out by a 12-year-old. Yeah.
I love it. It's my all-time favourite story. You can tell which side I'm on, obviously.
He'll be looking for a job soon, so you can give him.
I might be looking for a job at this rate as well. Let's see how this goes down. Right, on that note. On that note, should we watch some of the great films that we've put together over the last few years so you can see about the fantastic work that these guys do? So I'm going to press this clicker and I hope it works. Let's see. So I think the first one we're going to see is a Lord Taverners film. So here we go. I hope you can see all of this.
Especially at the moment, sometimes I feel left out, even just at school. I felt as if no one would like me for who I was.
I loved playing sports, and a lot of the boys would discourage me, and I wouldn't really fit in.
It just gets me really angry because they don't know how good you are.
You feel like no one is really paying attention to you because you're different from them.
It is important to have that sense of security around you.
When I came for this program, I felt okay, we're good for this.
It gets me really excited to show people my skills without being put down.
It helps you feel more confident about yourself, you believe in yourself.
So it's nice knowing at cricket I have somewhere. I feel like I belong in Wickets.
I've made new friends in cricket and it's just amazing.
Yeah, definitely belong with Wickets.
We belong.
So, Mark, let's talk about this film and some of the girls included in this film. Again, it's part of the Wickets programme. I'm hoping to make a longer film for the 100 on two of the girls featured in that particular promo, almost like a trailer, isn't it? So tell me a bit about that programme up in Scotland, isn't it?
Yeah. So first of all, Scotland isn't a traditional cricket playing place, and certainly has not been for young girls or young women and girls who live in Scotland. As you heard from them, really, and I think this is the really important point, is it's about a sense of belonging. It's creating a safe place. It's creating a space and an environment that is designed by them for themselves. And I think one of the biggest lessons that we learn when that video was actually taken at a residential that we do every year, girls' residential, where girls come from all over the country to take part in a 3-day residential. And it's built around cricket, but we do lots of other things while we're there with them at the residential. And last year, in partnership with Take Her Lead, Isha's charity, we asked the girls a lot of questions. What does cricket give you? What do you want from it? How do you want this residential designed in the future? And I think that what we got from in terms of feedback and knowledge and understanding was that it needs to be different to the experience, what their perception of the game is, and that cricket, as far as they were concerned, is for boys. But actually, as you can see, they enjoy the friendships, they enjoy being given that, not only a voice, but a sense of, well, we want to design it like this. We want our residentials, we want our programs to look like this. And I think the other thing that was really key from that piece of work that we did was the importance of, and we've heard a lot about this over these 2 days, but seeing relevant role models, whether it's somebody who is the same gender, somebody who has the same skin colour, same beliefs, comes from the same background, is really important. And I think those girls often tell us that they come into the game with a perception that it's not for them, and they've been told that girls play rounders and boys play cricket. But when they actually start playing the game and they really enjoy it, to take the game further, they become, if you like, the role models for the next generation of girls coming through. So the biggest, most important thing is we created this campaign called We Belong. There was a bit of discussion, James from our marketing team is here, about whether it's the word ownership is in there, because it's designed and owned by them, for them to get what they want from it.
So listen, I've spoken to a couple of the girls featured in the film, the Nigerian girl, and she said to me she actually started to play football when she first went to Scotland and faced quite a lot of racism and abuse. So she said, this sport's not for me. And that's how she found cricket. And I found that really, I was quite shocked, to be completely honest. And that's it. And her friend also featured it in the film. I believe is looking to get an ICC qualification. I mean, who would have thought, girls coming to Scotland and, to an unfamiliar sport that never played cricket before. So that's very, very powerful.
Russia has massed more than 130,000 troops on Ukraine's borders.
I say, children, I love you so much. If I died, I just remember I love you so much.
There was one explosion, but that was a rocket.
I never heard so loud noise, so powerful it is sound.
I knew there was a war started.
We sleep and we hear a very loud noise, and I saw many people have only small bags, and they ran and sit in the car and just drove away.
I was feeling scared because I didn't know where we're gonna go and where we're gonna live.
We decided to live in UK. We found some information about Home for Ukrainian. We started to go to Wales 5 days. We feel safe here and we're happy. But we're very missed for Ukrainian, and we're very worried about Ukrainian because more people died.
We were in a boat, so I knew there's going to be another language.
Oh, Anna, she she was quiet, she was a little bit shy.
People were friendly to me, especially the teacher.
I was doing a Chance to Shine cricket session in her school, and I noticed that there was a young girl involved in the session. There was a young boy with her with an iPad, and he was following her around. Turned out she was from Ukraine, and the little boy was translating what I was saying to her. Where's the non-bowling arm aiming?
Aiming to the wickets.
Aiming to the wickets, absolutely. So get the non-bowling arm up nice and high.
He taught me how to play in the school first, then he gave me some letter to go to the cricket club. I was a little bit nervous because I never met as much people.
Anna has gone from strength to strength, and this year I formed an under-13s girls team, and she's a big part of that. She's acquitted herself really well playing cricket. Her confidence has grown. When we had a festival with her school, Anna was captain of the team. It was clear that she'd gone from basically being a player to a leader. There we go, perfect, down leg, so you can hit it down leg, excellent.
I've never been in a team before. It's only when I was on a cricket with my school. I was a captain because I was only the best in the cricket. So I was a captain and I've never been a captain.
You can see here from this session tonight how amazing she is, how she gets on with the girls, how the friendships grow. And I think cricket is a great sport for that. We can bring people together from every background, from every culture. We've given a young girl that opportunity coming from Ukraine and helping her grow, helping her settle in this country.
I think you're a really good batter. And a bowler as well. Yeah. They travelled for days across Europe to get here, and they landed in our little village of Drwgafulchi, and I'm just proud of her as a person. She's done so well. Her confidence has grown. You know, her English now is amazing.
Come on, Anna, hit them wickets for me. Oh, bad luck, Anna. In North Wales, we have a girls' cricket pathway. A number of these girls here this evening, I've spoken to their parents. A number of them have asked, can their girls be nominated for pathway? And I've done that, and that includes Anna.
I want to see Anna inspiring other young girls to take up the sport. So, Welsh Fire, watch out. She's one for you.
I want my children to be safe, happy, feeling what they really want to do in their life, and remember about Ukrainian and do something important for all the world.
My dream is to play cricket professionally.
There you go, one of my favourite films, honestly. And Laura, can you give us an update? What's happening with little Anna now?
You know, it's hard. I normally allow myself a little cry after watching that, so I've got to speak. Well, Anna is in the talent pathway. She got selected for county this year, which is like amazing. You know, it's yeah. We're look. You know, it's a small but hopefully powerful example of the difference that sport can make. And from a Chance to Shine perspective, we really want to take the chance out of the fact that there's a sport out there for every young person. In our case, it just so happens that it's cricket. And, you know, we're fortunate that our scale means we can reach a lot of schools, but we're still not in every school by any stretch. We work with a quarter of all state schools, and we work with around 4 classes per state school. So depending on the size, that obviously depends on, you know, how much we reach. And, you know, Anna came to this country in horrendous circumstances. But the fact that Jo was in her school, and we do a lot of work with our coaches around how to create inclusive environments, how to spot young people that might be struggling for whatever reason to engage. And we do a lot of work with the coaches to try and make sure that no matter what young person, no matter what their background, no matter what challenges they might have, that they really look out for that. And, you know, I mean, I guess it was probably obvious that she's being followed around with an iPad to translate, but, you know, Jo really quickly was like, right, you know, this young girl needs some more support. And as part of what we do, a huge part of that is saying to the coaches, exactly as he did, look, if children are showing promise, if they're showing that they like the sport, do everything you can to make sure they get to a club, like do everything you can. And so what that video doesn't show is not only does Anna join the club, but her family were all given free membership to the club. So her parents go along, her brothers and sisters all take part now. And, you know, her mother, you know, she speaks so well, but, you know, even Anna's language, the way that's improved through sport. And we've all seen examples of that. And I think, you know, not only in terms of Anna's example from Ukraine, but we see that a lot with refugees, particularly from a cricket perspective. Young people coming from Afghanistan and places like that, where actually our work can really help in terms of helping young people to integrate in communities and when they've had really awful personal experiences, but also improve their, their language skills. And from Anna's perspective, I think, I can't even imagine what it was like, but the fact that cricket's given her friendship, and the fun aspect of that, the two things that we know that keep girls and boys coming back to sport and feeling like they belong is having fun and forming those friendships.
But you've changed her life.
Yeah,
you've actually changed her life. A child escaping from war from her country turns up in Wales and now is on the talent pathway. I mean, come on, it's just incredible. That's the reason I stay in this job, because the people who know me here know that I think I'm going to get fired from the BBC every week for bringing the BBC into disrepute or something or the other. And then I work on films like this and my heart just goes. That's what keeps me. It's all of the work that you all do, but she's very special. I would adopt her in a heartbeat, to be honest. Sure. I think I kind of have anyway, but a wonderful family and great work that you've done. Thank you. So we're going to see an MCC film now, MCC Foundation film, another one that I really enjoyed putting together. It's nice when you can get these things on prime time BBC One. It's always a little win. I sit there having a little, fist pump.
Cricket's in my blood, but for an Asian girl, it's not easy to play.
I remember when I was at school, I used to hide my cricket back, so I was sort of embarrassed to be a girl playing cricket.
I've played in boys' teams, but it's great to prove them wrong.
Cricket is a game for everybody, and we want it to be welcoming. We want people to feel at home playing it.
I love the fact that my granddad, he supports me, because, most Asian grandparents don't really think that, oh, she's a girl, I don't think she can play cricket, or sports isn't for girls.
I will say to the Asian community, especially our Muslim communities, they let the girls play if they want to play football, if they want to play cricket, or encourage them to go in the sport, because it's better for the health and better for the maternity as well.
Me and my nanny, we're really close. We've got a good relationship, and I'm really grateful for her supporting me. So my nanny tied this special red thread on for me and said some prayers for the game. And it's just a sign of protection and that God's always with you every step of the way.
To go to the home of cricket, I feel a bit starstruck. So many great players have walked through the long road, been down those steps. I think just to be there.
I'm nervous because it is a big ground. It's the home of cricket, and all my family are coming to watch, so I want to make them proud as well.
The MCC Foundation's National Hub programme provides free coaching to young cricketers from state schools. Jaya and Maddie joined the Bolton Hub, beating 3 other regions for an opportunity of a lifetime to play at Lord's.
Doing something spectacular on this ground will live with you for the rest of your lives.
It's surreal. It'll be like I'm actually at Lord's. Before I got here I was pretty nervous. Looked around and felt okay.
There is the first wicket.
Sometimes the good player, he's been out first ball. Sometimes it's a good day, he can make 100.
Come on, Jaya! Come on! Come on, Jaya! Yes,
When I saw her play from an early age, I knew that she had a natural talent.
We all think we can play cricket, but she can actually play cricket.
They didn't quite get the result they wanted, but what a win for girls in cricket.
I don't want us to be downbeat. Hold your heads to that. You got to Lord's, and that was the main prize.
Well done. Oh, it's brilliant. I think it's an awesome day set up by the MCC Foundation. I think, obviously, coming from state school myself, I know how hard it can be to get into cricket. I used to hide my cricket back, so I was sort of embarrassed to be a girl playing cricket, but now I think that's starting to change.
I would honestly urge parents to see that for their daughters, a life in cricket is an enlightened one and a full one, and one that gives enormous respect.
I'd love to play for England, hopefully, but if I don't get there, I can always carry on playing socially.
So Angus, one of the things I wanted to speak to you about is, what are the kind of... Do you make any adaptations, anything to fit kind of cultural issues that Indian and Pakistani families face?
Yeah, I think sort of two things there. One, sort of even a step back from that, I think we realised, or certainly I realised when I joined the foundation, that we'd essentially copied and pasted a boys' programme for the girls, and that actually that was not the way to really engage with the girls. So we kind of took a step back from that and decided that we needed a whole different approach to that. And we deliberately went forward with kind of new initiatives that would enable us to really design a program for females in the game. I think then from a kind of community perspective, there's a number of things that we look to do. And again, I think it's testament to the fact that we don't try to have a one-size-fits-all approach, and recognise that different communities have different needs. And a couple of practical things that we've put in place is around kind of the makeup of the coaches that we have, and really trying to embrace female coaches, coaches from the communities in which the young people are coming from. And then I think that then enables us to adapt our program as we go forward. Significant number of our participants come from Muslim backgrounds. Our winter training takes place over Ramadan. So we've done a number of things to try to kind of mitigate that. But what that's also done is done something really powerful, which has got different communities together where they perhaps wouldn't be together. So we've got hubs across the country who they would break fast together and then go out and train together. And these are guys from all sorts of different backgrounds, not just from Muslim backgrounds.
It's that whole inclusion, and I think all of you are all doing that. I've seen so many fantastic female coaches, and I know, obviously, being British Indian myself, when I was a little girl, if I wanted to do something like this, if there wasn't a female coach there, I probably wouldn't have been allowed to go, to be honest. So, you're all doing a great job. I've got one more film to show, and then we'll come back and talk about your future plans, if that's okay. So this one's set in India. It's Street Child United, who are the charity partner for us, for everything in sport and Omnia Media. And they're a fantastic charity delivering lots of programmes all over the UK, but this one is specifically in India for the Street Child Cricket World Cup. Again, one of my favourites, and I'll be surprised if I'm not in tears by the end of it.
India, a country of wonder, heritage and culture. A country that reveres cricket like a religion. So where better to hold the 2023 Street Child United Cricket World Cup? We decided to invite 19 teams from 14 countries to join us in Chennai and play the game that has stirred the soul of this great nation.
Because every single thing in this experience is about letting you know that you are somebody, that you're important, that you matter.
Join us as we meet a generation of young street-connected children who have been inspired to pick up a bat and a ball.
I wish all the teams taking part in the Street Child Cricket World Cup all the very best. Have a good one, and remember, no matter what the result, it is just the game. What is truly important is that you play your best, you do your best, keep smiling, be kind to each other, and know you all are somebody in this world and are very, very important. Good luck to everybody. Do well. Take care.
So let's find out more about Street Child United.
It's about creating a global platform for street children's voices to be heard, whether that's football or cricket.
The idea is about giving an identity, giving a platform to the street children.
And the demands that our street children have are access to education, identity, protection from violence, and gender equality. Consistently over the last 12 years, those are the 4 things they've told us that need to change.
And they need to have equal rights like any other human beings.
We at the British Deputy High Commission are very happy to lend our support because it's a human right. It's a basic human right for children to have an identity.
Very shockingly that some of them don't even have a birth certificate, so they don't get an admission in a school or college.
So we give them the platform, we amplify their voice, we give them microphones, we ask them to express themselves, whether they're dancing and singing or whether it's on the cricket pitch. We say to them, this is where you belong, this is where you come alive. And it's lovely throughout the week watching youngsters grow in confidence.
It's not just the voice, I think it's a lot of self-esteem. When you call them, make them feel important, make them come on part to play games, sports especially. Arts and sports can connect children in a big way.
And the joy on the young people's faces when they're in the late show, when they're on the cricket pitch, is just amazing. We've nicked the tradition from the MCC. They have a 5-minute bell before the start of play. And during the Street Child World Cup at Lord's, it was rung by a former street child. So we wanted to continue the tradition here in Chennai. We found a bell foundry in Kerala. We asked them to make a bell, to inscribe a bell, and we surprised the Prince of Arcot yesterday with the presentation of the bell.
Let's go.
And that was a great moment for us. It's a great pride for us to have this bell at the palace from now. And we're going to use it for special occasions. And since we have school tournaments, college tournaments, university tournaments, and this bell is going to be a great pride for that.
And it was rung 5 minutes before the start of play yesterday, and will be every time. And I hope the tradition continues here on this amazing cricket ground, and that every time someone rings that bell, they will remember the heroic young people that played at the Street Child Cricket World Cup here in Chennai.
Meet 17-year-old captain of the India Tigers team, Manisha.
Cricket is my life. It's not just a game, it's my life.
3 generations of Manisha's family have lived on the street in Chennai.
My mother was sweeper, my father was dead in 2016.
Local NGO Karuna Laya have been a lifeline for Manisha.
I am the first girl in my street going to college. I want to become a police officer because I helping to street children.
Manisha has inspired a generation of girls to play cricket and was part of the 2019 winning team who lifted the World Cup at Lord's. If you think that high elbow bowling action looks familiar, then you're not mistaken. Meet 18-year-old Emithle from Cape Town, South Africa, and a Kagiso Rabada fan. Cricket has given Emithle the confidence to deal with losing both her parents and deal with issues that many young girls in South Africa face around abuse.
In Cape Town, there are so many challenges. The girls getting raped, getting kidnapped, and they're taking lightly of the girls. They do not know their strength and they do not believe in them. That's why I play sport. I want to show them that we can play sport, we can do anything. And I wish my mother was here to see me playing cricket in India, going to India, and just meet wonderful people in here, dancing to nice songs and nice dances, and just express yourself, yeah.
The tournament was played across 4 days with some stellar performances at the palace grounds of Amir Mahal. After a nail-biting knockout stage, we finally witnessed an all-Africa final. Africa! But there could only be one winner, and Uganda lifted the trophy.
If some of those Ugandan players are not in their national team in a couple of years' time, I'll be very surprised and very impressed by the strength of Ugandan cricket.
Uganda! I always say this is the World Cup of hope, this is the World Cup of peace, this is the World Cup of joy.
We all have to come together for children, whether it's inside a home, on the streets. Children need that attention and love from us.
And I'm hoping this is a life-changing experience for them. It certainly is, I think, for every one of us that takes part.
And the whole idea of this is to promote humanity.
Believe in yourself and love yourself.
Cricket only gave me respect from other people.
I am somebody.
I hope you enjoyed. I think my mic's gone off. It's like the Oscars when they switch you off before you finish. Goodness. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching that. The reason I'm wearing this yellow sari today, there's a reason I would not normally dress like this and come to something like this. But the mother of Manisha from the slum actually gave me the sari as a gift. She said, thank you for coming all the way from England. You work for the BBC and you're telling my daughter's story and inspiring her to play cricket. And it's just a gesture of thanks. And I wanted to share that little nugget of information because it just shows you the power of kindness and the impact we can make in our industry to somebody who has nothing. absolutely nothing. She, by mistake, left the label on it, and this sari is 300 rupees, which is a lot of money for somebody like that. It's, I think, about £1.80, £1.60 in our money, and I wear it with pride. It's not very fashionable, and my family would laugh at me if they saw me today, but it's very special. There's a very emotional connection that I certainly have with that particular story. So look, before we finish, just really quickly, can you tell me what are your future plans? We've all heard about that ginormous pot of funding that we hope the next government are going to give to you guys. What are you going to do with that cash? What are your future plans? Just let me know.
For us, we need to tackle the lack of female black cricketers. The talent pool's really small at the moment. Even with our own academies, I think we're about 85% male. So we've actually just launched a project called Blaze Her Trail. And the idea is we're trying to identify African Caribbean talent from other sports and use their transferable skills and hopefully turn them into fast bowlers. So we're looking at javelin throwers, discus throwers, long jumpers, triple jumpers, anyone with some sort of athletic ability. We actually launched on Monday in Birmingham. We've had 30 girls sign up so far. I was amazed at how my coaching background's in boys and men, and I was amazed at how supportive the girls were of each other, complete strangers, all in the room, all nervous, all scared. And we were putting them through their testing to get their metrics. They were just so supportive of each other, so encouraging to each other. And you could see like they're building each other's confidence, and throughout the day they were just grasping things quicker and quicker. And I'm just going to quickly ask you, is it true that you've got somebody at Ace who can bowl at 92 miles per hour? Yes, we do. We actually have an Afghan refugee who we've taken on board as part of our academy, a young man named Mus. He's incredibly quick. He doesn't look like much of an athlete, to be honest. He's quite small, but he lets the ball rip. For reference, the fastest bowl ever bowled in cricket is 99 miles per hour, and yeah, he's bowled at 92. And this is an Afghan refugee in South London. I mean, it's just incredible. I'm going to manage him, by the way. I don't know his name, but I'm going to get his details. I'm his new manager. Thank you, Jaime. Mark, what are your future plans then with Lord Tubbs?
Yeah, growth, really. We want to reach more young people. We're really confident that the impact, the outcomes that young people achieve is evidenced, if you like. There's a track record there, like our friends along the row here. So with this money that's been promised to us by government, very publicly.
We'll fight them for it.
Yeah, we're going to. Our specific part of this is to invest that into more special educational needs schools and settings. But I think the real success is, quite frankly, it's quite easy to go into those schools and settings. Is as Laura said earlier, is let's get young people playing cricket in their communities, and let's make sure that those programs are designed in such a way, in the main, by them, so that they build the characteristics and develop the skills that they can take into their lives, whether they follow a talent pathway or, as one of the youngsters said on that video, they just get to play socially, enjoy friendships and so on. So we want to reach more young people, and we also want to make that big investment into having more appropriate role models, particularly female coaching, frontline coaching, I think is probably one of the big priorities for us.
Brilliant, thank you. And Laura, what's happening with Chance to Shine? Where are you going next? Which planet are you planning to go to next? Goodness me.
There's still big parts of the country we have yet to reach. So, really sadly from a data sense, we've got the entire country mapped. And so the additional government funding will be helping us reach new areas of young people where children in schools have a high percentage of children on free school meals. And we will be making sure that those young people are able to access cricket in the community. Similar to what Mark said, one of our challenges with that growth is around the workforce, and we know we need more female coaches and female coaches of the community. Like, the best coaches are coaches that are from the community, understand the community, and so we know roughly we need about 250 more coaches to deliver this over the next 5 years. So a big part of our work will be to support more young females, more female coaches, particularly from ethnically diverse backgrounds to deliver, both in school and within the community setting.
Super, thank you. And Angus, finally, you, what are your plans and how many more hubs are we going to see around the country? That's what I want to know.
Well, so Rishi Sunak didn't like us, so we didn't get any money. So we'll be lobbying Keir Starmer, hopefully.
Shall I start ringing the shame bell? We know, right?
But yeah, no, I think growth for us, we want to be in every county and have as many opportunities for young people as possible. Laura, I think you and I should talk about the female workforce stuff, because we this year we have launched a female coaching program for our hub graduates. So we've got 20 girls going through a program at the moment who are then going back into our programs and coaching there. And then I think overseas as well, we want to do more to help the growth of the game. We've got countries that we're looking to support, and obviously cricket's just got into the Olympics, or it will be in the Olympics in LA 28. So looking at what we can do with the IOC and with countries around the world to really kind of embed social impact programs through cricket in countries, and not signed off yet, but we're hoping to do something in Italy, hoping to do something in Brazil, and there are kind of next two countries for our global growth.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching the films and listening to everyone today. I just want to say, I think you are all the heartbeat of cricket. And I honestly mean that. Without you, there'd be no medalists, there'd be no World Cup winners, etc. It all begins here at grassroots in these fantastic communities working. So thank you from me personally for all the work you do. Thank you.